welcome back, guys. In a previous video earlier this week, I broke down some of the trailer images from episode 3. And in this video, I'll break down my final top 5 predictions for this new episode and analyze how each scenario may play out and what I anticipate to be one of the most important episodes of the season. Because we know they're taking 10 episodes and they're split into 2 5-episode halves, which would likely make tonight a mid-season finale of sorts for the first half of the Power Ghost season. And some very interesting character development is going to take place, intermingled with some storylines that were bubbling in episode 2 coming to full fruition in tonight's episode. But before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop a dollar on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power. Here we go. Prediction number 5, Tariq and Braden meet the new Connect. In episode 2, we saw Tariq and Braden finally at their wits' end with getting their wish as living like regular college students, complete with student loans, lack of resources, and most difficult for them, a lack of options. Something that they haven't been used to in the entire saga that is Power Ghost. In the final moments of episode 2, they decided that they would get back into the game and take on every danger that comes with it, including the lingering cloud that is Nma, who decided that one of the terms of their impromptu truce was that Tariq better not move anything, not a muscle, not an eye twitch, and not even an aspirin. So in the new episode, we're going to see Tariq attempt to get back into the game, likely using his lawyer, Davis McLean, or former lawyer should I say, and his extensive criminal contact list as a bridge to get over that hump. But it's not going to be as easy as they think, because when getting back into the game, it's typically accompanied by taking over someone else's territory or getting someone out of the way in order for you to replace them. We saw this with our favorite duo on Wall Street, having to take out the competition there in order to establish a foothold in their own network. We similarly saw this with the Tejadas as well, having to take out the Castillo's Connect in order to become their new Connect and thus establish a foothold in their territory, move Nma's product, and evade her wrath simultaneously. So in the new episode, Tariq and Braden are going to face a similar circumstance, and overcoming this hardship is going to be as entertaining as it is dangerous. Prediction number 4, Diana's pregnancy will be revealed. Now in the last episode, it was shockingly confirmed that Diana was indeed pregnant, and to this point in the story, we still don't know who the father is. It's likely Tariq, not just for narrative purposes, but because he did take a swim in that deep end a couple of times last season. And also, if memory serves me well, Tariq was Diana's first. However, it could also be Salim, who although wasn't Diana's first carnal desire, did spend some time with her on the back end as well. That is, until he played himself out of position with his gameless ways. So with this dark cloud hovering over her head, it leaves one to wonder just how will her pregnancy situation become common knowledge to all of our main players? Will her brother find out first? Or perhaps even her own mother, who faced a similar circumstance when she was a teenage girl? And does Diana expose her pregnancy to Tariq on this episode? Or is it too early in the game for something like that? I guess we'll see. Prediction number 3, Nma Kane officially becomes a thing. Kane's storyline, as it pertains to his new and psychopathic boss, took an interesting turn for the better in the previous episode. Kane was his usual fearless, authoritative, and direct self, and instead of Nma reacting offensively to these characteristics, she was intrigued, ever so subtly, even dismissing her own right-hand man in favor of Kane, offering him a drink and projectedly hearing him out for the better half of the evening. This placed Kane in the driver's seat of Nma's organization, and perhaps even her boudoir in the episodes to come. Kane has long maintained a desire to run his own drug organization, showing his leanings of rebellion towards Monae and to a heightened degree, even towards his own father Lorenzo, especially in the early portions of last season, having blackmailed his own father with information that proved deadly to him. Now Kane finally has his own chance to be his own man and establish himself, albeit in the network of someone else, but as the head of that network through being the head of that woman. I think the ring of their two names together, coupled with the potential addictive components of such a relationship, would only further serve this power dynamic. And if you think the same, drop a hashtag Nma Kane in the comments below. Prediction number 2, Monae discovers the truth about her shooting. Ever since Monae emerged from her coma, she's been hell-bent on finding the trigger man that put her there. To this point, all 3 of her children have been roundabout in matters of finding the truth, with Kane lured in by Nma's power and beauty, and Druana, while knowing the truth, stifling it at every turn, leaving Monae with more questions than answers. In this episode, the truth won't stay crushed to earth any longer. And as with all truth crushed to earth, it eventually and inevitably rises again. And if we harken back to last episode, Monae enlisted Tariq in order to help her find the truth, as she's done so many times in the past when she's needed something done from an intellectual standpoint. Remember, it was Tariq that helped Monae discover Lorenzo's role in killing Zeke. And we know this because Diana was snooping around in Tariq's room and found the file that Monae used in order to put 2 and 2 together, thus inspiring her own investigation along with Drew into her mother's role in Lorenzo's death, leading to their treacherous caper to begin with. Plus, if that isn't enough, in the trailer for episode 3, we do see Monae letting out that eerie shriek, that scream of vengeance, of emotion, of a heart-wrenching, gut-churning truth that is so hard to accept, so hard to fathom, that it can only be expressed in a turmoil-filled scream. Rest assured, they're making good on that one tonight. And finally, prediction number 1, Obis' last dance. Obi has been a stand-up character for most of his time in the Power Ghost universe, but that loyalty came at a price once he decided to place his own family above business, brokering a deal with Tariq for green cards to get his family over to the country in exchange for Obi then saving his life once Nma was after it. And in this season, we've seen Obi try to cover his tracks in a multitude of ways, including in the very first frames of the premiere, killing off a pair of henchmen who were on to Obi and his treachery against Nma. But now, as Nma once said of Tariq, Obi seems to have flown too close to the sun because he's been taken in by a seemingly megalomaniac in Detective Carter, who will stop at nothing to get Obi to crack. And as far as this commentator is concerned, Obi just may crack in an attempt to further protect his family and his interests. Or perhaps even worse, this could be the final time that we see Obi in the Power universe, as he's already been dismissed and summarily usurped by Kane in the realm of Nma's organization. And in order for Kane to truly take his place by her side, Obi's life must be extinguished. And that's either going to be by way of snitching or possibly even speaking out of turn, placing him fully out of favor with Nma and thus immediately expendable. One of the two will take place in episode 3. But what are your thoughts on all of this? How do you feel about these predictions? And what are some predictions of your own for the upcoming episode? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.